Hello, welcome, God bless. So I'm going to finish, I started California for president. I'm 20 years in advance. How California thinks they're 20 years ahead of us. I disagree with that. But I want to go over this just to give everyone clear view of some people in California. And the pistol is, I've seen it when they vote. The Californians will vote against crazy crap, and yet it is the excessively wealthy left liberals that will then take it to court and have the vote overturned. So I know people want California to just drop in the ocean. I just wish there'd be a change of heart with some of the people here, and it's a shame because it's a beautiful place, but there's a lot of intolerance, and it comes from the people who are demanding tolerance. There's really a psychotic break in the minds of far too many in America, especially out here. It's really weird. Okay, so this guy Jeff Hall, not impressed with this article. So mayor, he wants a Californian for president. His first up to bat is Mayor Eric Garcetti. He's a homeboy. People say he's very smart. I have some issues with some of his stuff. And, well, one of the things, because they say between the mayor Garcetti and then Governor Jerry Brown, who he says is, really, progressive and a clear thinker, especially on environment and alternative energy, and he doesn't have, or he has the courage to raise taxes. Oh my gosh, the same person couldn't say that. Courage to raise taxes, that's all they do, which never, so often money can't solve issues, sadly. And invest in infrastructure. From what I've read, last I knew, nothing has changed. California has not added any water reserves since the 1970s. The 1970s. How is that being environmentally, forefront thinking? So we have water issues, and it's man-made. I mean, we've had massive amount of people moving in. We still have massive amount of people moving in. They have more taxes than ever. They're constantly raising taxes, and yet they haven't added any water reserves, to which the other year, Eric Garcetti, they have the water reserve of LA County out in the desert. Not in the valley, but in the next mountain over, in the desert, which is really hot out there. And of course you have issues with evaporation. So instead of just being logical and be like, hey, let's put a dome over it, hire someone from the NFL and put a dome on it, be good for it, because if it evaporates, it gets trapped in the dome and comes right back down, all good. But no, Garcetti decided to go against that. He decided to go with a multi-million-dollar, which supposedly was the cheapest one, and it seemed like the most ignorant one, black balls. Black balls. They put black balls in the water reserve here in LA, which even several scientists came out and said, yeah, whatever the black balls are made of will leach through to the water. And somehow these black balls are supposed to stop the evaporation, which anyone who knows anything about color, especially if you ever lived in the desert, the last color you want is black, because black attracts and keeps and retains heat like no other color. You don't want a dark color, but he chose to go with the black ball system. So yeah, which they're like, yeah, all of LA is going to be contaminated in no time. So that's alarming. So no, not very smart on that one. And then this guy, Jeff Hall, is really into boxes. As long as you're not a white man, you've got boxes to check, and that makes you a winner. So yeah, so Eric, I guess, he's part Spanish, Mexican, Italian, and, oh wait, he's fluent in Spanish. He is part Mexican, Italian, and Jewish. Gotta love that being in LA. So he has, quote, lots, that's a lot of boxes he can check. Wow. So, and plus, he seems is calm, which will definitely be needed in 2020. And then he moves on to Oprah, since Oprah does live out here now. Though she's like north of here. So she can go head to or toe to toe with Trump when it comes to celebrity status, camera presence, name recognition, and money made. Unlike Trump, she started with nothing. And she's a female and black. Oh, well, that doesn't sound racist or sexist whatsoever. So, I mean, female and black, I mean, what else do you need to know? My thing with her, in his last sentence, so she gets to check some boxes too. Good for you, Oprah. The thing between her and Trump, she made her money like making people cry. Trump made it by, you know, places to entertain people and to house people. I mean, he had a product. He has a product that he gives the nation versus Oprah, who just has a feeling. So 2 thumbs up on making lots of money, Oprah. But I mean, I personally, and I hope a lot of people in our nation wants more than a person who can make people cry. So not to mention so much stuff. So we're not going to get into anything personal though. So, but yeah, and then he goes on about how, you know, why shouldn't celebrities, you know, be presidents? Because, you know, celebrities have rights too. Because they don't have enough going. So, and then he goes on to Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown is the crackhead puppet governor of California. Unbelievable. He still seems as sharp as ever, maybe even sharper, because at his age, he doesn't much care what people think of him. That's very liberating. He can say what he thinks. Interesting. So when a liberal says what he thinks, which he's just a puppet, so he's not saying what he thinks, it's liberating. But when Trump says what he thinks, oh my gosh, impeach, impeach, impeach. No. Though I'm still confused. I mean, if Barry's her Obama, I mean, we have a couple experts saying his birth certificate is falsified. So who is he? Does he have a legal right to be president? Isn't he the one who should be impeached? Not to mention how you can, the secret Iran deal, oh my gosh. How you can pass something, make the American people pay for it without no one knowing about it. I mean, our leaders can't even know what's in it. No one really knows what's in it. So you have no problem with like the $1 billion+ we've given Iran, who calls us the white devil, who wants to destroy us, but somehow you have issues with homeless people. Gonna get back to the article. So yeah, so he's really gung-ho, this Jeff says of Jerry Brown, gung-ho on environment and alternative energy, and he has the courage to raise taxes, because that takes courage, and to invest in infrastructure. I haven't read anything for quite a while on it, but there is a super train they want to put from, like, you know, sort of central North California, like, you know, San Francisco area, Sacramento area to, like, LA. I don't know if it goes all the way to San Diego. Yeah, it's billions of dollars. They don't even have the land secured for it. Yeah, they've already started on it. It's absolutely insanity. I mean, is there even a need for it? I can see the need going to like Las Vegas. Everyone loves to go to Las Vegas for the weekend, but back and forth, is there even a need? And I mean, they don't even have the land secured yet, and they've already started on this ludicrous project. Just ludicrous. And environment, I can say California is filthy, which I know it's better than what it was. Well, at least when you get like LA, it's like way better than what it was. But oh my gosh, like you get inland, like where the agriculture is, like off the 5. That's a horrific highway to drive in Cali. The air is so filthy, and there's between the oil and agriculture, the air is it's so filthy. It's stunning. Which they have one area where it's just like pull off for scenic overview. It's like I can't see anything for the haze. It's a little bit scary. I do have to say, what is it? Bullet House Farms. I was on one road, which I'm always like cringing whenever I see anything that's like from California. I was like, ugh. But they actually were off the 5, and the air was clear there. I guess they were. I don't know. It was a lot clearer there, so I feel a lot better if I ever get vegetables from there. Because it's always like, where are you? And I've been in places where they're spraying, and it's just like an instant headache. It's just they have so many chemicals here. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be environmentally friendly, I mean, like, and here's another thing with America. I mean, we'll outlaw chemicals because they're so dangerous, and yet we are the #1 producers of some of the chemicals that we've outlawed, and yet, which is asinine. I mean, if they're outlawed, we should like just get out of chemical making, because it's not good for the environment, it's not good for us, and then we import our food in from other nations where they can legally use these toxins that are illegal here, but we're producing, but we can, like, okay, our farmers can't use them, but we're still being poisoned with them because we import from so many other countries. That doesn't make much sense. So, and then his age. Oh my gosh. And he says he's financially, fiscal responsible. Alrighty, and then like for Brown, he's now 79. Benjamin Franklin was 81 while attending the Constitutional Convention of 1787. I think it's time we made an official 80 is the new 60. Numbnut Hall, yeah, attending a convention versus serving 4 years is really different. Being the head honcho versus one of many is very different. Your thinking is just horrifying. I know you think you're progressive though. It's really weird that because they're like accept diversity, but then like they're constantly criminalizing anyone who's not like exactly like them. And I mean, and like the whole 20 years here. Let me just finish this off. California has delivered presidents before in Richard Nixon, stellar, and Ronald Reagan. It is often said California represents the future. If you want to know where the rest of the country will be in 20 years from now, we should look at California today. California has its issues, to be sure, but if all America was more like California in 20 years from now, I think that's something to look forward to. Of course, California will be another 20 years ahead by that time. So that's something to look forward to as well. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But yeah, so we're dealing with people who, I mean, and you're in a state where if you're like looking 20 years ahead, you're in a state where literally the tech industry is highly intolerant. They're highly invasive. And I mean, it doesn't matter if it's like, you're San Francisco, you're San Diego, you're LA. I mean, you can be making 6 figures and be a poor man. So if that's something you want to look for, to be making 6 figures and still not making ends meet, yeah, you may want to rethink every time you tune in to stuff coming out of LA. Because while LA is beautiful and there's a lot of beautiful things here, there is a small group of people with a ton of influence that is not beautiful. It's time to start thinking for yourself. It's time to stop being a herd, because there's a lot of hate and a lot of discrimination and a lot of uncouth things happening in California. So, Lord have mercy on the homeless. And you too. Bye-bye.